she'd be like, "Oh, you should go play golf with my dad and my brother." And I didn't know how to play golf, and I actually kind of scoffed at it and thought, golf's not even a sport. I'm Brant Bermudez. Originally grew up in Kansas City, and then kind of migrated around, ended up in Rio Rancho. And by career, I'm an occupational therapist for New Mexico Orthopedics, and I do hand and upper extremity. So that's mainly broken bones, torn rotator cuffs. That's my specialty, and in an outpatient clinic. And then I also own a nutrition coaching business called Nutrition First Coaching, and that's really my major passion now that I'm 20 years into being an occupational therapist. And that kind of evolved out of owning a CrossFit gym and just being athletic and enjoying fitness my entire life, and getting into helping people try to get fit and lose weight. And I started to realize that the nutrition was the biggest component around that versus working out harder in the gym or finding the just right exercise program. It became these lifestyle factors of how does nutrition and the habits around your nutrition and your lifestyle fit in to ultimately make you as healthy as possible, along with enjoying the things you like to do, maybe in a gym or maybe outside. Maybe it's playing golf. My sister came home. She's a couple years older than me, from high school, and she had started playing tennis in gym class. And I'd never even heard of tennis, really, and my dad dug up some rackets out of the garage. Those were the old wooden ones. They had to take the frame off, and it was like slightly bowed, and so we went out and tried to hit tennis balls, and he said, like, hey, if you guys like this sport, I can go buy some rackets, which ended up being probably Walmart specials for $9.99. That summer got really into just trying to figure out how to play tennis, and this was my first foray into an individual sport, which to me was really interesting. It was all on my shoulders. I either won or lost, and had to figure it out on my own. And as I got more into tennis, and then I got into high school, still played actually 4 sports through high school, and into my sophomore year, my dad said, okay, you need to pick a sport that you really like, concentrate on a sport, which nowadays is like you're doing that by 5th grade, it seems like. And that's when I got a coach in tennis. I really started focusing on tennis in general and making that my major sport. I love basketball, but again, not really made for basketball. And started getting really good at tennis, playing a lot of junior tournaments, traveling. That turned into a scholarship to play tennis in college. Did that for 4 years, loved it, amazing opportunities, fun to travel, met amazing people with all those guys. But then once I got done playing tennis and went on to OT school, then I just didn't have anything to do. So at that point, I was like, man, I need something. Started working out more, doing stuff at the gym, but then got a little flyer in the mail for doing a triathlon. And I thought, well, I kind of like running. I don't really know how to swim, and I like to ride a bike. So my now wife, but at the time girlfriend, talked her into doing a triathlon, which we raised money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And that was a big chore in of itself, and learned a lot about myself in terms of raising money and asking people for donations and supporting a major cause like that. And in the process, they gave us a coach, kind of taught us how to train for a triathlon, literally learned how to swim, and especially open water, and started doing triathlons that year. Built up to doing an Olympic distance triathlon in California, which was an amazing experience. And with my personality, tended to think like, okay, what can I do with triathlons? I'm actually pretty decent at these. Going to the Ironman World Championships in 2003 for the 25th anniversary, doing 11 Ironmans over that amount of time, and multiple halves and Olympic distance triathlons. And that just kind of evolved into, my adulthood, so to speak, and into my life with having kids and trying to balance all that out. So that was definitely a big shaping point for me in my life. And getting into golf was actually kind of a funny story. I was a very solo athlete, going into my 20s, doing triathlons, being on bikes for hours at a time, running by myself, swimming by myself. But my wife's whole family were golfers, and every time we'd get together, she'd be like, "Oh, you should go play golf with my dad and my brother." And I didn't know how to play golf, and I actually kind of scoffed at it and thought, golf's not even a sport, like golf is, you walk around or you ride in a cart. I just didn't see the appeal to playing golf. So for my 30th birthday, my wife bought me 3 golf lessons, and at the time we lived in Phoenix, kind of the mecca of golf, courses everywhere. I went out there for my first lesson holding a golf club like a baseball bat. The instructor probably thought I was an idiot. Kind of tried to hit a few golf balls, it was terrible, as I think most people are, but pretty quickly picked it up and probably didn't develop some bad habits through that lesson. And I think as being a tennis player, having that extension of my arm with a racket and a club, it was very similar, rotating your body, using how to press off the ground and generate power. Right away it had an appeal to me, and just the beauty of golf and the courses. And I love to walk courses and really just kind of use it as almost a little mental meditation for me. Really got into golf. Struggled and floundered for a few years and got better and better. And then as my son got older, that became something that he liked to do with Grandpa and I, and that really evolved into where I'm at now with golf, and really enjoying it with my son and watching him become a good golfer and waiting for the day when he can beat me in golf. It's coming eventually. In nutrition, I always tell people there's 4 pillars of health, and if you can balance these pillars, then you're going to be a pretty healthy person, and then it's when you can really dig into these habits and make yourself balanced. And that first pillar is nutrition, of course. The second one is movement, which golf involves. The third one is, I kind of lump sleep and stress recovery together, and to me it's stress relief and it's recovery for me to play golf mentally and physically. And then that fourth one is relationships, and being social and being out there with my son or my father-in-law or my buddies I get to play golf with. To me that's a very social thing. So, if I can combine all 4 things together in something like golf, to me that's a perfect activity for my life. Something that I work really hard on, so I take a lot of pride in it, and that's mindset. And that's being able to think through situations, have that moment between situation and reaction and think about it and be able to put into action what you should do and what you're capable of doing. Golf makes you do that a lot. It's not the fastest sport, and that's maybe why initially I kind of had questions about golf's not a sport. But then as I played it, I realized, wow, I hit this great shot or I hit this bad shot. What am I going to do next? What's my next step? And can I do that physically? So putting that together between the mindset and what I want to do or should do and the physical capabilities. And then, like you said, going through rounds and being like, I hate this sport, or why can't I do this today, to elation of hitting a good shot or making a birdie or an eagle, and then, that's what brings you back, I guess. So definitely the mindset. Golf teaches you a lot about yourself, and I think can be equated to life a lot. Have something happen, that situation in your life, take that pause in between before you're going to do something else and think, what should I do? What am I capable of doing here? what can I learn from this situation, and then how do I apply that going forward. So definitely a very mental sport for sure. Well, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. I think this is a great platform for you. I think it's going to help a lot of people. I think you're going to get a lot of pretty interesting personalities and different careers, and kind of pull that all together with golf. That's a cool, it's a really cool theme for that. I love that. If I was going to promote anything, it's nutrition first, and it's getting yourself healthy. You know, it's doing it for yourself, working from the inside out, changing your perception around food and your mindset, and then spreading that to other people. You know, be that light to other people, show them how to live healthy, show them how to work on themselves, you know, mentally and physically, and put those habits into place. And we offer, because I feel like this is a really tough decision point for a lot of people, I offer a free discovery call, which, if there's one positive coming out of COVID, it's that the accessibility of doing things online and doing Google Meets or Zoom calls, and being able to see people and then record the calls, and being able to improve my processes in the business. But we offer a free discovery call. If you have questions about what nutrition coaching is, if we could help you, you know, we have a very open conversation. I'll tell you exactly what I think you can do to reach your goals and how I can help you do that. And if I can't help you, who I can get you to that can help you. And then from there, it's, you know, it's really, do you accept that challenge of what's going to come, and changing yourself to change your life and to change the lives around you. So, you know, get on the website, nutritionfirstcoaching.com, sign up for a discovery call, or you can give me a call directly. We can set that up and, you know, see if I can help you. Or maybe it's somebody else that you think I could help, you know, with them. So work with a lot of couples together. That really changes their family dynamic, gives them kind of a common goal to move towards being healthy, and then showing their kids how to live a healthy life. So for me, that's my plug. You know, and anything that's going to push me a little bit. That's why I jumped on this opportunity right away. So, all right, one last shot into the green here.